Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Intuitive Guidance with Torniamo. Today, I have the lovely Amina with me, who is also an early client, and she has agreed for me to record our tarot reading together so that we can share that with everybody else. You can also experience the magic of what it's like to receive a reading. And Amina was just telling me before we came on that some of the things that I shared with her as a part of our previous readings have come to be. And Amina, before we head in, would you just mind sharing some of those bits?
Yeah, of course. Well, the most significant thing that you predicted, which came true, was that I moved country. So when Tor and I met, I was living in London. I had lived in London for 5 years, and I now live in Greece. And I know you told me I would move somewhere sunny, which thankfully I have. I am enjoying that part of the change of scenery. Um, Especially being from Australia, I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm meant to be in a hot country. Um, but I loved living in London. I did love it. Um, and you also told me it would take about 6 months, and actually, like, to get everything sorted, like, it would be a bit of a process, I think you said. And what did take, I think, pretty much exactly 6 months is once I moved to Greece, um, to get I had a visa, of course, but to get my paperwork to work and, for healthcare and, like, in the UK, it would be your tax file number and your NHS number. All of that took 6 months, so I was kind of in limbo in a sense for 6 months. So that was true, unfortunately, but it's okay. It's all fine now. I have all my paperwork now. I have visa. Don't worry. Um, and you also told me that I should leave my job. Um, if anyone's listening that I used to work with, that's a bit awkward, but they're probably not. But I did leave my job when I left London, and then I think, I was joking when I said it's unfortunate I had that limbo with the paperwork. I think it was for the best because it got me to reflect, and I really realized, okay, I don't wanna go back stay in the same career. I wanna do something different, and so now I've started studying. So, yeah, very big life changes that, you
Wow.
were about.
Brilliant. I mean, and it's like, I obviously know that what I do works, but it's like often you don't get the feedback, basically. So getting that feedback is obviously incredibly rewarding. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, what kind of degrees are we talking about that it is in Greece right now? Like, how hot is it? Like, what are the degrees like?
It's not, like, crazy warm, it's just sunny. I mean, it's still winter, but I went for a walk today, and I think, I'll check, but I think it's only around 15, 16 degrees. But because it's sunny, like, when I was walking, I was just walking with my T-shirt on.
Wow.
Yeah, and, like, when you go out, like, you could just wear, like, what I'm wearing now, like a jumper over a T-shirt during the day, and it's fine. Obviously in the evening, like, I wear a coat, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Wow.
not
It
like
is.
it's not like London.
It is hotter, basically.
Yeah.
I'll be going to my home country on Friday, which is Norway, and
Mhm.
it's going to be. I mean, I think where my father lives, we will be in the minus degrees the entire time, basically. So yeah, it will be chilly.
Wow.
Whilst I out there. Yeah, I was all of obviously. There's no leaves. There's nothing left. Everything is just sort of barren right now. So we can approach your tarot reading in a few different ways. You can ask a question if you like to. You can set an intention if you like to, or we can just keep it open. What would you prefer today?
I think let's keep it open. I would like to know about, as I said, like, as I was telling you, I've kind of changed careers. Well, I'm in the process of changing careers, so I would like to know a little bit about that. Um, but aside from that, I'm happy to see, what comes up, what I'm meant to know, so to speak.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's really exciting, though, that you've sort of had the courage to take the plunge to recognize that what you were doing is not what was sort of lighting up your soul. And so you've decided to change and you've sort of taken the time out to do that. You know, a lot of people don't have the courage to do it. So well done for sort of trusting yourself and taking that next step.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because it is scary sometimes, when you have an established career, which is, I mean, I pretty much knew the whole time that it wasn't like you said, it didn't like light me up, but it's easy to just be like, okay, but everything's fine. So I'll just keep going. So yeah, it was scary. And probably if I didn't move and like have all those circumstances, that was probably the push I needed. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like me 3 years ago when I sort of left part-time corporate work and went and did this full time. It takes a bit of gumption to to do that, you know?
Yeah. It's so cool. I didn't know you were in corporate 3 years ago. I can't imagine you doing anything besides what you do now. In a good way, like, you're perfect
Yeah, yeah.
for what you do now.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. I had a part-time. I was doing this part-time and then I had a part-time corporate job basically. Yeah. Still
Okay.
always about people though, because I was working in like learning and development. So it's always about people basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's see. I love that you couldn't imagine me in anything but this. I think that's awesome. Thank you.
Exactly. It shows you're doing what's right for you. You're on the right path.
I am on the right path. Okay. What are we seeing here? Okay, so I'll just talk through the four cards that I have pulled for you, and just as I'm talking, insights will emerge. And so the first card that I have pulled for you today is the Queen of Swords. The second card is the Nine of Wands, but that's reversed,
Mhm.
which is interesting. And then I didn't notice that until now, actually. And the next card is the Nine of Swords upright. And then the last one is the Six of Cups upright. And so clearly the number nine is significant for one reason or another. And we've also got six, which obviously is 333, which is so obviously the threes are really important for you right now in a sort of number sense. So I feel that over the next year, because of course we are also moving into 2026, I feel that yeah, I think sort of there's going to be some shifts every 3 months. It feels like to me like there's going to be like a cycle of 3 months throughout the year until we end up in about September, I suppose, and then that
Mhm.
feels like the energy is going to even out after that. Like there's a significant event in September, which just feels like everything is going to even out at that point. Um, and I think you'll first feel it around that 6 month mark, where obviously it's around like June, right? Which is this
Mhm.
card right here. And as you can see, these two people are sort of sitting together, enjoying each other's company. So I think there's going to be a real feeling of ease around that June month. I think with the Queen of Swords and in the moment that you are in right now, is that especially with the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands, I feel that um, there's a situation where it seems to me that perhaps you're going to have to set some healthy boundaries, basically.
Okay.
Side of an argument or a
Yeah.
discussion or just some sort of feeling of discourse where there's some disagreement between two people
Mhm.
about sort of your next steps, basically. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know, it might be a parent or there's somebody relatively close to you who's like, Why are you making these decisions?
Okay. And wait, was this at a specific time or
No,
you
this
just think that
feels this
generally?
feels this feels about right now, basically.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
This feels more relevant to this moment, I would say. And I think what's really important in this moment is that you don't give up,
Okay.
basically. It's important that you sort of stand your ground and do your best at not becoming too emotional about it, right? I think obviously sometimes it's really, really important that we listen to our emotions and that we take notice of them. But for some reason, right now, because the Queen of Swords, she is all about the mind, right? And being
Mhm.
fair and being just, but also going, actually, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to go and do my own thing instead of, and like really staying true to that. And I think, and it's interesting. So basically, as you can see on the Nine of Wands, this snake is like fighting a rabbit. So it
Yeah.
often represents some level of discourse.
Mm.
And on this card, this sort of more authoritative figure is like standing above this younger person. Almost looks like sort of like a disciple, right? It's
Mhm.
like, but there's a level of authority above this person, and they are sort of feeling. I don't want to see like I was going to say a slave, but they're sort of being there's like a power over kind of situation, and it feels to me that there's an outside influence that wants to have some over influence on you, and you actually have to be the Queen of Swords in this moment and just go, no, I'm going to do this for myself because this is what I'm trying to do in this moment. And I think obviously as these cards are future facing, but I also think they're present facing, is that if you're capable of doing that, I feel like this feeling of the Six of Cups is very much going to be present in your life. Is there a situation in your life right now where you're having to like where somebody is like sowing some doubts in your mind?
Mm, I don't know if somebody's sowing doubts, like, obviously, because I'm in a kind of transitory phase. Sometimes I do have doubts or, what you said about not giving up and everything, that makes sense because I think, you know, I'm studying and then the next step would kind of be, having my own business, which is something I've never done before. So there are
Mhm.
doubts that I have. Um, I mean, I can imagine people having opinions at some point, but maybe that's coming. I think also because actually at the same time, my boyfriend's actually just he started a new business as well. So we're both kind of in a transitory phase. I mean, he's already doing it, but still, it's early days. So I feel like maybe it could be that we both have opinions on what each other is doing. maybe, maybe it's not that helpful. That's what's like coming to my mind. That, I think it's like normal when well, I don't know if it's normal, but you want the best for the other person. So you're like, oh, you should do it like this, do it like this. But like, really, he doesn't know what about what I am doing. I don't know about what he's doing. What neither of us are like experts in that sense. So maybe it could be that.
Yeah, so there's perhaps also something just for the harmony of the relationship. It's about keeping your opinions about each other's work to yourselves.
I think it could be that. Yeah. Yeah. Now that you say that, because, actually the other day, my boyfriend said something about, what I was saying, not something bad, he just, like, gave his opinion, and it really irritated me. I didn't say anything, but maybe it is that, and maybe probably I say things to him about his business that are not that helpful.
I mean, this is a really yeah, no, I think this is actually probably more relevant than you imagined in that way. Yeah, I think there's
Mm,
something
mhm.
here about because of course these two uh are in harmony, right? So I do think
Yes.
that between the two of these people, it is harmony. But what I suspect is that for that harmony to be maintained, perhaps as you are in this transitory period, it is much more about listening and perhaps keeping your opinions to yourselves unless it is like asked for, basically. And I think that's what these cards are also in so many ways, I would argue, alluding to. Yeah, because otherwise it might just create unnecessary discourse, basically.
Yeah, no, that it does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is probably what these cards, for some reason or another, is key. And yeah, I think 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months are going to be significant. When are you done with your studies?
Um, so, well, I'm studying hypnotherapy and I'll finish that before June. So that was interesting that you said June. I think I will finish before then, but it's at least by then that I'll finish.
Sure.
Um, the Pilates teacher training, I don't know when that will finish because I need to actually go back to London to do some
Right.
in-person elements, etc. So that might take like a little bit more time. But it makes sense to me what you said about, 3-month blocks because I think, yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of like studying and then, starting a business and like there are going to be different phases throughout the year. That was kind of what I was expecting. Um, and yeah, like definitely by the summer, like that's an aim to kind of be in like the next phase. So it was interesting you said June, because that resonates with me. And September is actually interesting as well that you mentioned that because my boyfriend's business, he's producing olives and olive oil, which is obviously,
Oh,
I mean, there's a season, to harvest, which starts in September. So that's
oh,
also,
really? Right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think there's some connection there because, like, when he has to harvest the olives, we need to be in a certain part of Greece. Like, he needs to then be in the fields every day. It's like a different routine and lifestyle. I mean, for him, but I'm with him, so
Mm.
I think that's interesting.
There's something about that which just, as you are speaking, there's something about that which just feels so loving and like caring, nice.
Oh.
Somehow,
Mhm.
I just feel the energy of it, which just, yeah, very supportive somehow.
Yeah, we are supportive of each other. Maybe I sounded like we are when we comment on each other's businesses, but we do it because we support each other and we spend a lot of time together and, we have a kind of relationship. So I think, when you're so close with someone, like you said, we probably, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably where the boundaries need to
Yeah,
be, like when you're so close to someone, you feel like you can just say whatever you
yeah,
want, but you still need to like reflect a little bit. But yeah, we are very supportive of each other.
yeah. I'll pull 3 cards, just like very business focus, and just
Okay.
asking to pull some energy on like the business. And let's see what shows up. Okay, how does this sound? How does this look? Great. This is very interesting. Okay. What does that page of cups mean though? No, the knight of cups. What is that? Anyway, so we have the knight of wands,
Mhm.
very positive starting point. This is upright. As you can
Cool.
see, this person is standing there drawing, painting, creating the vision. And so this is obviously where you are right now, building the brand, understanding what the brand and the offering is. And so I think this is a
Mhm.
very positive sign um in the sense of this is the right time to be doing it. It's the right time to be thinking about it. The next card is the Two of Cups upright. And
Mhm.
as you can see, these two people are holding hands. It doesn't necessarily mean a union with other people. It is sometimes a partnership with yourself and a partnership with your business and building that business. And so I think that this is also a very positive sign in the sense of that. Um, and I think what's interesting with it being a cups card over like a coin pentacles card in the sense of that obviously I now know that your business is much more heart led in a
Mhm.
way, right? Rather than necessarily something that makes practical sense on paper, basically. It's a
Yeah.
heart led business. And so it's interesting that the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups are the two cards that first shown up because and it's also so like my best friend, she always says to me, Tor, we are in the Wands and Cups business, which you are also in the Wands and Cups business, right? Because it's creative, but it's also heart led and emotional. So I think that this is definitely a positive omen in the sense of that this is the right path for you to follow. This is has a potential for growth and success. So what is this one? This is the Page of Chalices, but it is reversed. And so what does that mean? What does that mean in this moment? Like, what is the advice on that card being reversed? Because it's with the two preceding cards, it's not a, oh, this won't work. I think so. I do think that what this card is signaling is that it's important that I don't know if on your hypnotherapy course or on your Pilates training course, whether you're getting some like more practical, down to earth business teaching.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I think outsourcing or sourcing some more sort of down to earth, how do I grow this
Yeah.
business kind of learning, I think is going to be key, basically. Because when we are ones and cups kind of people, we're like, it's going to be fine regardless of what we do. And it's like, no, no, no. You need to understand
That's
how to run a business.
yeah, that's very accurate. It's very
And
accurate.
and so if you can outsource, get a mentor,
Mm.
perhaps work with somebody who's already done this, who's willing to share their guidance and wisdom. Like, don't think that you have to do all of this by yourself, basically. I think that's what
Okay.
the Page of Cups is saying. Um, like it's obviously really, really important that you bring your sort of heart-led vision, but then how are you actually going to do it? Basically, that's what that's it's the how. It's not the what. It is the how, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm glad that they were positive cards, and I do feel really good about going down this path, and it's for exactly the reason you said. I'm doing things that I believe in, that I'm passionate about, to help people, all those things. Like that's the primary motivation, is to do something that is meaningful to me, but also that I can help people. But I yeah, I know, like I am kind of avoidant with like the practical business side. I just kind of like block it out a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna deal with it." Like, I've enjoyed studying so much because it is something I'm passionate about. So for me, it's not like it's a chore, it's a pleasure. So that side of things, like, everything's going great and, I'm really enthusiastic to practice, etcetera. But then, yeah, with the practical business side, I'm just like, "Oh, I would just love to be able to hire someone to do all that for me," which maybe one day I will. But, I know when you're starting out, it's like you need to learn those things yourself.
Yeah. Coming from somebody who's like 3 years ahead of you, I would
Yeah,
highly
exactly.
recommend learning a bit about it yourself, basically.
Yeah.
That is, having a business mentor is the most invaluable thing that I have.
Wow, okay. That's really good advice. I wouldn't have thought of, having a mentor in that way. I always think if I had a mentor, I'd want, like a spiritual mentor, but I guess it's like I'm already into all that. I need the help with the side that I'm kind of don't wanna deal with.
Yeah.
And make that process. I think it would be nice if I felt like that side of having a business would be fun, because at the moment it just feels a bit daunting.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I would, yeah. And it did for me as well, and it still does.
Mm.
And so getting a mentor is, yeah, really, really important. And also just taking some courses on
Yeah.
that side of it yourself, and just understanding that I think is key. Amina, exciting. I think this is really cool. I think all of this has lots of positivity to it. So yeah, I wouldn't worry. I think that you have it in you to do all of this for yourself. And I mean, you just moved country and quit your job, and I'm going to move in with my boyfriend. I mean, you clearly have courage, right? There's not a lack of courage. And
Thank you.
so And
Thank
so
you.
I'm sure you have even more courage to make this successful.
Thank you. That's really kind. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your reading again. It was resonated as always.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and some good practical advice to take on as well, which is important.
Right. Thank you so much as always. Thank you everybody for watching. Whenever Amina's business is ready to go, I will add her details to the description below this video. And obviously, if you enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe button, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, everybody. Bye.